We don't do the work of scheduling for the US. I'm not entirely sure why you refer to a 10%. Let me remind you that we have a 15% omni-comprehensive tariff, including MFN, which, as Olof has said time and time again, is on average 4.8. This for the EU is not added. And also you say higher tariffs. Compared to what? I also recall some announcements from the US side in April on which the tariffs that they were referring to were much higher. So the higher or lower, it depends at what point in time or to which announcements you are specifically relating to. We have a reality, which is an agreement with the US that has a 15% across-the-board tariff, MFN included, also for a number of industries, including cars, and then 0 to 0 tariffs on a number of other industries. It is an agreement that we believe is strong and is the best we could have under the current circumstances and the ambitions of the US administration. Of course, we expect the US to take the further steps that are part of this agreement, but I don't believe we are at a stage in which we can put a timeline to these engagements. We take the reality of today. This is where we are, and the rest is hypothetical. We count on the US taking the steps that are necessary on their side to fulfill these agreements. Olof, sorry.
I have nothing to add to that beautiful, beautiful monologue, Arianna. Thank you.
Sorry. Okay. Jacob, you have a follow-up. And then I had promised Edith.
Yeah, what you said is completely wrong. It's not true that the tariffs were higher before. The tariffs were 10%, now they're 15%. You say the reality of the deal is that cars included. The reality is that right now they're not included. Cars right now are not included. So I don't know what reality you're referring to. The reality I'm seeing, the EU is currently paying 27.5% on tariffs and has been for what, 14 days now?
Jacob, what is the question apart from your considerations?
The question is, you're saying that this deal is in force. The reality is the deal is not in force. So what will the EU do for the deal, with the key component of the deal being the cars, to come into force? Is there at any moment any leverage that the EU has other than saying the ball is in the US's court?
Thanks for your follow-up question, Jakob. We have nothing on substance to add. We have been very clear time and time again that the US has made a political commitment. You're talking specifically about cars. The commitment from the US is that the 15% across-the-board tariff will capture cars. We don't know precisely when that will happen. We know that it will happen. And I would also just point out that you said that these tariffs are being paid by EU exporters. No, they are not. They are being paid by US consumers. Ultimately, that's who picks up the bill. We've been very clear from the get-go in this saga involving tariffs that we believe tariffs are taxes, that they don't do any good, they harm the global economy, they put additional pressure on both sides of the Atlantic. That remains our view. Nonetheless, we have worked extremely hard to try and extract the best possible outcomes for the European Union in this very challenging scenario. And I remind you as well that in parallel to the work we've been doing to make the best of this challenging scenario, we are signing trade deals with partners around the world which will improve our competitiveness, open up new export opportunities and give us substantial ways to offset any damage that such tariffs may do. Second of all, we are taking strong action to remove the barriers within our own internal market. And the clear evidence, the clear economic evidence shows that if we were to remove those tariffs that prevent the single market from being all it can be in terms of trade, in terms of financial services, in terms of freedom of movement, workers, etc., that it would vastly outstrip any loss to our economy from potential tariffs now or in the future. So all that work is happening. It will continue to happen. We look forward to the US implementing its political commitment, and we will take the work from there.
Basically, are you saying this deal is good even if the US does not fulfill the part of the 27.5% on cars going down to 15%? Because US consumers are paying the tariffs anyway, so this deal is good for the EU also if the US does not deliver on the cars?
Thanks for your last question, Jakob. At no point have I said that this is a good deal, quote unquote, for the EU. What we have said repeatedly from here, what our President has said, what our Trade Commissioner has said, is that if you look at the current global trade picture, if you look at the various deals that the US has signed with trade partners around the world, if you look at the commitments that the US has made on top of the executive order that has already been implemented, we feel strongly that we have succeeded in giving the European Union the best possible position in terms of competitiveness, in terms of continued trade, in terms of allowing our exporters to do what they do best. So yes, we look forward to the US implementing their final commitments, and in the meantime, I repeat, the work we are doing to strengthen our network of global trade partners and the work we are doing to remove all possible barriers within our own internal market gives us a strong position to remain competitive and to remain agile in strengthening our economy going forward.
Other questions on this? Edith, I had promised you the floor.
Thanks very much. Edith Hancock with Dow Jones. Just to follow up on Jacob's question as well. And also, I just wanted to pick up on some of your wording, Olof, earlier. You said that you're waiting for the Commission is waiting for the US to follow through on its political commitments. So is there actually a growing concern within the Commission that that follow through isn't going to happen, that they won't follow through? And then with that in mind, what would the US have to not follow through on, be it cars, be it exemptions that they may, that you guys might be pushing for, in order for the Commission to feel that it's necessary to put retaliatory tariffs back on the table?
Thanks for your questions, Edith, but really we're going way too far into the realm of hypothetical scenarios here. We have a clear commitment from the US on all the areas I have mentioned. We look forward to them implementing those commitments as soon as possible. We are not going to go into any further hypothetical scenarios from this podium today. I'm happy to repeat what I've said before, which is that our countermeasures, which are now suspended, can at any moment be unsuspended. And we have discussed with our Member States in detail potential future countermeasures that could be used should they ever be necessary. But that's not where we're at right now. Right now we're waiting for the US to implement its commitments. We're working with them to finalise the joint statement, and we are close to doing so. We just need to get the final details organised. And when we have that work done, we'll look at the picture then and take it from there.